Hey there, viewers. Thank you for tuning into Supermariodiagnostics once again. Today we have a 2008 Jeep Wrangler 3.6 liter. And customer's concern is wipers come on intermittently, cluster acts up. Sometimes it'll shut off completely, sometimes it'll show everything. And no codes. I'm sorry, no check engine light on. Check for codes, and I got a communication fault, an interior bus fault. The wipers on is usually a strategy of Chrysler's interior bus COM fault. So first thing I did, this has already been diagnosed. As you can see, the cluster was already removed. My diagnosis is the cluster. Why? I'll show you why at the waveform. But I've already checked my powers and grounds. I'm calling the cluster, and I'm gonna be posting. I'm gonna also be showing, after the cluster has been changed, that we're good to go. But what got me to where I'm at is looking at the diagram. Very simple circuit. See if you guys can see this here. This is our CAN interior bus at the tip-em. We are parallel circuited to the cluster and also to the radio and to the radio amplifier. Now I can communicate with the radio module, so, and the radio turns on and everything's fine there. So I was thinking it's got to be something either at the wiring to the cluster, since it's before the radio, or the cluster itself. So I'm back probed at the cluster in my white and orange CAN bus low side. And what caught my attention is this right here. Let's see if it'll show up. I'm gonna pause it right where I see it. I think I saw it. Sometimes it'll freeze up right on there, but sometimes it won't. That right there. See how it's nice and perfect CAN bus signal here? And then I get this out of nowhere. And sometimes I'm triggered. Sometimes it'll just have a bunch of those messages there. Hoping it'll show up so that so I don't look like a liar right now. But there are some problems here that I don't like. Let's see if it'll show up. It's a pretty fast signal, so that right there, that is not a CAN bus signal. So let me set you guys up real quick so that we can disconnect the cluster. And I don't know if you guys can hear this, but the cluster is emitting some kind of a sound. Now that's my first experience with that. There's a sound coming out of this. I'm pretty sure last time I turned off the key and it started doing this noise. I'll put the mic up to the cluster if it does it. There it is. Let me put the mic up to it. Alright, so you get the idea. It has some kind of a warning noise coming out of it. I couldn't tell you what it is for sure, but let me go ahead and disconnect this wire here, this connector here. And we're doing two things. By doing that, we're checking our connector for communication without the cluster connected, proving that our communication is good up to it. But we are also looking to see if that thing shows up again, and I believe it won't, because I already looked at it for a good little while before I picked up the camera, and it does not show up. Let's go back and see, just to take a look. Everything looks as expected. So, like I said, this one's already been diagnosed. Would I make a diagnosis based off of a CAN bus signal? Of course I would. If something doesn't look like a CAN bus signal, I'm and you disconnect the module and it goes right back to normal, that's a huge red flag as to that module. Let's see if we find anything. So I'm going to reconnect it. And you guys, you know what? I'm gonna let you guys watch the screen. And I will let you know as soon as I connect it. Right now. Right there, you see that? I didn't even pause it, I'm pausing it now. Right there. Okay, so once I change out this cluster, I'll be filming it. Well, not filming the change, but I'll show you that it's a new cluster, and we'll go ahead and check out that CAN bus signal and we'll be on our way. Alright viewers, as promised, got my new cluster here. And wipers are on, obviously, because the cluster is disconnected. Whenever there's an error, it will stay on. So let me set you guys up here and connect this up. Took about 3 days to get this module, but that's okay. You can drive the car. We had to park it outside. You can drive the car, you just have to manually unlock the shifter. As you can see, as soon as I'm pretty sure you guys saw that, as soon as I connected it, the wipers stopped acting up. I'm gonna go ahead and start it. And all I have at the moment, I will give this the test of time, but at the moment all I have is low gas. I had a blinking sway bar light, but now it's not. And let's take a look at our CAN signal, see if it does it again. But I don't think it will. But mind you, I will have this here for the rest of the day. It was an intermittent issue, but it was acting up very frequently. So if I'm honest, it would have acted up by now. So I will leave it at that. Moral of the story is sometimes you can't just take a voltmeter to a CAN bus, an interior bus signal. You can't get to the interior bus through the DLC, as you saw in the wiring diagram, without a scope and without seeing that anomaly. How will you be able to confirm that it won't happen again? So that's the real question. But anyway, thank you all for watching. I know it's been a while. I'm sorry for the delay. It's been crazy busy, and there's a balance between shooting videos and being busy, and if it's too slow, I don't have material. So I gotta find a balance. I'm trying to get stuff out there for you guys, but I hope you guys can bear with me. And thanks again. Like, share, subscribe, comment, and let me know what you think. Until next time.